Alright, so this is just going to be a quick video since I had a few people asking about the EM2's range. So there's not going to be a lot of talking during this. I'm basically just going to jump in and out whenever something interesting happens. But essentially this is going to be a video that's kind of sped up, showing my, I guess you could say, daily commute on the EM2 from Coquitlam over to downtown Vancouver. But yeah, so the bike makes it no problem. Makes it there, I charge it while I'm there, and then I go back. Like I said in other videos, it works for me. It does what I need it to do, and yeah. So I'm going to put probably some music over this so it's not just some super high-pitched wind noise. But yeah, so this is, like I said, Coquitlam to Vancouver. It's about 32 kilometers. The bike says 70 kilometers. That's not realistic for me with how I commute. I get about 35-40 kilometers. So anyways, really quick, I did want to mention something with the bike lanes here. Since this bike does not have the top speed of a real bike, I get to about 55-60 on it. Streets like this that the speed limit's 100 or 70 or 80, I just can't keep up with other cars, so I stick in the bike lane, which is what I'm supposed to do in the first place since it's technically an e-bike. Anyway, so you can see there are some confusing parts with that. I just pulled through, hopefully you can see on screen, I'll try to sync the audio as good as I can, but I just pulled through to an area where the bike lane actually joins the sidewalk and goes across. Technically, I'm supposed to follow that since I'm a bicycle, but the problem is perspective. Everyone sees it as a motorcycle, so if I go that way, it's going to look shitty. So I try to go around and join back in. That's why you saw me stop there, not really, a little bit confused. There are a few other areas that along this way, since I'm trying to stay to the right of the road. This is the first time I've gone this way, so I do kind of have to do like a few U-turns and stuff like that. Mainly here, I think I wasn't going fast enough to merge to the left, so I decided that, hey, instead of risking it and merging to the left, let's just pull a U-turn and figure it out. But yeah, anyways, generally speaking, more than enough to keep up with traffic. You stay to the right as if it was a bicycle. But yeah, so I also here have to merge onto the highway in order to, basically where I live, the only way to get to work is going down one of these two highways. They both do have a bike lane, so that's what I use. But yeah, so I merge onto the highway, take the bike lane, and follow that up. Now, obviously, there are bicycles in the bike lane since it's a bike lane, so I just merge to the left, go around. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention is the fisheye lens makes it look like I'm going a little bit slower than I am. I'm going about 50 here, 55 depending on where I'm going. When I am going longer ranges like this, I like to give myself a little bit of a buffer zone, so I personally put the bike in eco mode or normal mode. If I had it in performance mode, I'd be able to get a little bit more speed and acceleration, but that comes at the cost of range, which isn't really worth it for me. Also, the dashboard is a custom aftermarket one that I put on. So the speed reading isn't very accurate. It's actually very inaccurate. So you can see, just cutting past another bicycle here. This time I'm going up a hill, which is where the EM2 does not do a great job, but it is what it is. Then up here, obviously, the bike lane goes away, so I just stay to the right. But you can tell, in an area like this, I'm actually able to keep up with traffic without a problem. Again, because of the way that the wide-angle camera is, it makes it look like we're going a little bit slower than we are, but we're all doing about 50, 55, 60 here. Again, like I said, because this is the first time I've gone this way, I pulled over quickly to check directions. So I slowed down this clip here because you'll see in a second when I make this turn, there is a quicker car behind me, and again, because I am in the eco mode in this particular footage here, I didn't have the acceleration I needed. So I stay to the right, slow down, let the car pass, and then continue on my way, accelerating and making the left turn. But again, this just comes down to the perspective that a lot of people do see this as a motorcycle, even though it is technically an e-bike. So you have to be aware of that, and if you are going slower than other cars, rather than upsetting them, it makes more sense just to pull off, slow down, signal to the right, whatever, let the other car pass, and then go. So I slowed this down so that you can see, again, because this is technically speaking an e-bike, I can follow the bicycle rules. Again, use this with common sense. If it is an area that looks super sketchy and someone sees you and is going to get upset, even if you are doing the right thing, it makes more sense to take that into consideration. So in a situation like this, you know, it's an e-bike, you're trying to get across this road, there's no other way for me to get across here without going like a couple blocks in either direction, so I am following the rules in terms of it being a bicycle, an electric bicycle, and e-bike. So yeah, I just wanted to slow it down because I was sure I was going to get somebody asking, hey, why are you going through here with all the do not cross signs? Well, if you look at the beginning, just before I get to this spot, there is a sign that says right turn only except bicycles, and those signs both say do not enter except bicycles, as well as I'm in the bicycle lane going through. And yes, I'm not sure if it's showing across on camera, but I am stopping at the stop signs. That's one thing that is actually incredibly annoying for me, is all the other bicycles not stopping at stop signs and running through red lights. You know, just because you're a bicycle, you still have to follow the road rules as a vehicle. Stop means stop, red light means red light, common sense. So here again, because it's my first time going this way and I'm using Google Maps, I had no idea where I was going here. Construction, everything was blocked off, so I kind of had to figure out my own way around. But yeah, this is why I plan with having a little bit more range than I need, which is why I have the bike in eco mode, because stuff like this happens, and then you kind of have to detour yourself to figure out where the hell you're going to go. So I'm not sure how well it's showing up on camera, but basically across the street and to the left, that little side access road also says road closed. So at this point, I've already gone to the left a lot. The only option that I really have is go to the left more, or go to the right and hope I can turn left. Yeah, but again, I'm not familiar with this area. First time going this way, and Google Maps didn't show the construction as expected, and I kind of had to figure it out. So here I decided basically best option is just pull a U-turn and so here, I'm not passing the bicycle, not because I can't, but more because the bicycle can't hear me. I'm not going to honk my horn. I'm not in a rush to get there. So for me, it made more sense just to chill behind him and not try to pass him. Normally I just go down the bike route. I decided to try this part a bit. So again, situation like this, it's not worth passing him, it's too narrow, but also because it is a bicycle, I can cut through here and save myself a bit of time. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it took about 40 minutes to an hour from Coquitlam to Vancouver. It would have been quicker if I didn't stop repeatedly, if there wasn't construction, and honestly, if I stayed on the highway-ish area and didn't have it in eco mode. A lot of ways that it could have been quicker. I could definitely get this down to half an hour. But again, being very cautious my first time, going in this specific route, and then it took a little bit longer. But again, I wasn't in a lot of rush. I got here with 20 minutes to spare, no problem at all.